Okay, we're going to go ahead and the red spot here, there's two grooves in here, so when you pull off the back motor, the cylinder digs in right here and eats the hell out of the head, screws it all up. And there's also a couple like pits right here from like rust or something. And I can see with the light now, I can see there's a very small one right here too. So. Okay, we got the setup in here. I got two blocks coming off our gasket surface down here. So it centers it up there. We got this clamp catching barely on the edge of the boss right here. And I got it jammed into here because it has to be at an angle so it digs into the head. So it can't fall out because I got it jammed all the way that way from this clamp. So you tighten up this clamp first. It'll be there. You want to make sure you tighten between the two studs so it pulls equally on the head, not flip it one way or the other. And you don't want to torque it very much because it will warp the head. For torquing. You wouldn't think it does, but believe me, it does. Now this has a universal washer nut here, so it kind of moves around. This one here's flat over here. See how it's moving? This one doesn't feel very good. A lot of springiness going on. So I have to put a little more tension on it until it feels more secure. See if I can't move it. It's good. So I only put enough tension on it until I can't move it. I can actually cut it if I can move the head a little bit, but it's best if it doesn't move.
Gotcha.
But it can move just a little bit because I use a light cutting pressure. Okay, now I want to see if this thing is actually flat because these surfaces here do not always match up here. And we're trying to take off the least amount of material as possible because we're only going to cut the one head, not both. Indicator here. See what we got. Try to go the biggest diameter as you can and still be on the part. Give you the most accuracy. You want to try to be off the hole so your indicator doesn't hit it. Be on a couple thou, not too much. See how flat it is? Okay, so we're about 0 on that side. Over here we're 2.5 thou down. This one here we're a good 1 thou down. Over here we're at 4 down. Pretty much 0 right here. It's just our highest point. Where we need to do the most cutting is our low side. And it's really low on this side. Over here we're 4 thou down on that side. Whereas we're only a thou down on this side. So the head needs to be up on this side and tilted a little bit, which is hard to do. So I got these 1.5 thou shims here. Maybe I'll get slid off my rag in here. The thin ones rattle around and thick ones don't, see. Okay, so we got 3 shims. These are 1.5 thou each. The indicator out of the way. Here, put 2 thou under it, or 2 shims, all the way under. I'm going to take one shim, rotate it back on itself, and just put on the next one hole over there. And this one here I'm just going to put underneath the one corner. Doesn't appear to even be hitting on it right now. Tight. Zero. Okay, we're 1.5 up, 2 up, and 2 up. So we're easily within 1 thou for these 3 surfaces here, and this one over here we're low by 1, which is the size we want to do more cutting on. So, see all my cutting's right on this side? Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the shims out of the 2 sides over there and let the head rock that way. And leave the 2 here for raising up this one edge. Now you could just take a big cut and knock it all off if you want. If you're trying to be more accurate, you can do that stuff. You also want to clamp more on the outside edge here on this side of the studs, not on the other side, because it will push the head more here down. When you're out here, pretty much just pushing the metal, but if you push it in too far, it'll start doing this. You'd be surprised how much you can feel, or you can measure. I mean. Okay, tight. Okay, there's our 0. About 1 down over there maybe. Half down. And it drops like a rock over your way off. So we got our 4 thou bat over here again. And this is highest point here now. So we're at 0 here. We're at 0 right here, and then it drops down 1/2 to 3/4 down. Comes back up to 0. Just under 0 over there. 2 down, 4 down. Yeah, it's about 3 down over there. I can't see it. So if we cut it like this, these areas here will get cut the most, which is where we need to cut it. And the head will just slightly rock over slightly, which isn't going to hurt a damn thing. If I cut the whole surface down, then it raises the compression quite a bit. Each 5 thou will raise it a good 1/4 point at least. So we want to try to concentrate just cutting on this edge, so we're just tilting the head a little bit, which isn't really going to hurt anything. So I got to cut 4 thou off this side to equal this side.
Gotcha.
So it's not exactly how you think you would do it, but in this case, that's what we want to do, because that's what we want to do our cutting. Okay. Now I gotta get my cutter in here. If you want to cut up to our exhaust port here, as you can see.
That's your cutter?
That's my lightweight cutter. It hardly weighs anything.
Wow.
One bit. Oh, we're hitting right there. Clears. So zero that out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in until I just kiss that. Then I'm going to kind of move it this way a little bit. And I'll hand move the crank wheel until I get it off this edge. Then I'll come over this way about another inch and it'll cut across. So that way our cutting areas, our circle cut will be here, then we go over and comes across, so it goes off at an angle. So you eliminate some of the cross cutting.
Okay.
Because my mill's not perfect. It has loose bearings in there, it chatters a little bit. So it doesn't give a great finish like it should. So we cheat. Now when you got all this mass going around and you only got one little bit that's cutting, and you're doing a light cut, you have very low chatter. Because when you hit this with this much mass going around, it's not going to change the RPM when you kit something. It's just going to cut it right off and knock it out of the way. So that's why you only have one bit. Sometimes you put 3 and you'll stagger them. You can do 5 and stagger them around. If you put them all in there, you can get a little bit of a chatter going, but all it does is tear up more bits. It only hits on a couple at most anyway, so screw it. I play around with it and I just do one. Works about as good as anything else. Okay, now we don't know where our cutting surface is yet. Let's see here. There it is. Okay, so we know we're going to cut here. I got this locked in. Actually, I should do. Put that right there. Here's my bit at. So, see how it bottoms out hard?
Yeah.
And I could put that up, so I pull it out again. Go down until we touch. Crank it out of the way. Lock it. See, now you can take it up, come back down, and be within a thou or so. Here. Zero out your cutter. Okay, see everything zeroed out. So now we know where we're at. You never want to start it on the part so you pull it off. Yellow. All right, back to this. Speed down a little bit. I'll cut it on 1,000. 1 thou pass, let's see what happens. See where it's cutting?
Yeah.
You want to find out exactly where we're going to cut. again. See how that low spot didn't even touch on that red? You see how low the cut we're doing. See how you can see the old scrape marks in there where the file ran across it or something else? On a very light cut, you can see how things are warped and not even. Yeah, I'm cutting the exhaust port right there. Yep. An 1.25" offset. So I'm off where I can go now. See a difference cutter between 1.25" offset. It makes the cut a little bit finer, even though the machine don't want to give a fine cut. You can see how it cuts slightly more depth also because it's cutter load. There's always a tool bit load in there. Put your hand in there when it's moving.
Yeah, no.
It'll cut your finger off even on coast down. All right, so now you can see all the original cuts, the warpage, and all the other issues. So see how it's 1 thou from here to here. That's how much we cut. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another 2 more thou, which should bring us right across here. And I want to see what's going to happen with these edges over here. So I don't want to cut any more than I want to. We're going to wind up cutting at least 5, but we'll take the cuts slow and easy. It's hard to put it back on. There's our. Put this back over to 0 over there. Yeah, it didn't change much. See how the machine leaves a pattern in there from the bearings?
Yeah.
A lot deeper than I wanted it to be. Pretty deep for some reason. Probably because the grease and the bearings is cold. Not lubricating correctly. Definitely see those low spots. All right. I don't know how much more it's going to go before it takes off much more, but this one here will come out probably with another, yeah, half that'll come out with another 2, I bet. This one over here, I have my doubts. So I think we'll give it 2 more thou just to see what happens, and I'd like to see half of this gone, but I don't think it's going to happen with another 2. But I think this one might go away, so we'll only have the 1 left. I'm not too thrilled with the finish right now either. It's a lot rougher than it should be.
Felt smooth to me, but I don't know what I'm feeling.
Well, if I bead blasted, you wouldn't even see it, but as far as this, you can see it. Smooth thou. Different RPM, a little bit slower. Here's the feed rate a little bit. What I can do is probably spin this thing up a little bit. 2100. Cycle the belts and bearings a little bit, might make a difference. Try dry this time. Offset. Looks a little better.
Yeah.
Most is probably just the cold belts and stuff up there. Bringing up to 2100 probably motivates them a little bit. Doesn't take much to cause shatter. Finish looks better. Low spots are still there.
Yeah. That's money.
Yeah, I'm not going to cut anymore.
That feels good.
Feels good. Just looks like crap. You can see more than you can feel.
Yeah, it just looks good and it feels really smooth.
Yeah, we cut most of it away, but at least now it's got something with the gasket. It's still, the gasket's going to be halfway into this bad spot with the fire ring. But at least half it'll be in some material that's flat. So we wound up cutting 7 total off. So that would have been about 3 to 4 on this side and 7 on this high side. So it's better than nothing, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to pull it out. Watch out for the bit. Put the bit over there out of the way so it doesn't cut you with it.
Yeah.
Of course, these are dead sharp too, on the surface. They'll still cut you. So the bit is not like a knife. It's carbide, so it's not super, super sharp. At one time it might have been, but not now. Okay. Alright, shows what it looks like. Just looks pretty good in the light.
Oh, it has a nice machine finish to it.
Yeah. Yeah, when you do that cross feed, it makes it smoother. It's cheating, but it's one way of doing it. You can also run across the sander a little bit right now if you want to make it even smoother, but
Oh, this looks good.
this gives a good bite for the gasket to bite into also. It'd be nice if it was better than that, but oh well. You get in the light, you can see how deep that is. See, it drops off pretty heavy. It'd take a lot to get that out. This one here, see, it's almost kind of, just a little nick in it. So I'm good with that. So we'll live with that. So, now you want to mill the other head or just leave it?
I mean, it's up to you. What do you think?
It's fine the way it is, but if you want to make it super, if you want to make it smooth like this, we can take a piece of that off. It doesn't really need it.
Yeah, it doesn't need it. We'll just.
So these are low mileage heads anyway. They're not warped hardly at all. But,
Well, since this is
it's up to you.
yeah, let's just move it forward.
Doesn't take much to cut it. So. Waiting for you.
I guess. Should we just do it then? I mean, it's already set up, right?
It's whatever you want to do. I don't care. Do it.
I guess so. Let's do it. Just to smooth it out.
See, this one I don't have the air to grab a hold of like the other ones. So we have to cheat. Know how to cheat?
I don't know. You're good at that.
Over here. Find something that fits in the fin. Preferably something I can pull against. Do that. Now you can catch on the lip of that and pull on the fin. But you're actually pulling about this far into the fin. So we give you something to bite against.
Oh, gotcha.
You can get into it. Now if this didn't have this big casting lip right in here, or on this one, I could get into, I could put a thicker piece and see how much room is in here. It'd be nice to have a thicker piece, but I can make this work. So it's now just cheating the system a little bit. I'm good at cheating the system. Where's my surface at? You always got to have some way of doing stuff. Even though it's not supposed to work, it works. Now this all moves down a little bit. That goes up, put that down a little bit. That can't move any more than we got here. We're bottomed out, so I can only move this over a little bit more. We'll not be able to come off the edge. Okay, so now we come back up with this one. We need a higher standoff now. There we go. So you need a little more height right there, see? Not the height of a nut. Just happen to have a nut laying around. coming for you. More height. There we go.
This is tilting. That block is tilting.
See how things are not flat? Got hitting on something that's not flat. See how the head's not real flat.
So will that raise the compression just a tad bit?
Yep. It does do that.
Well, then I guess. Well, since I'm glad we're doing the second one. Yeah, I'll make it run a little better, you know what I mean?
Till it pings.
Well, thanks.
Okay, we're tight. I'm not sure how flat we are, but a lot of pressure in that fin over there. A lot. Looks like it's flat. So you take your 1,000 scale and make sure it doesn't go in there anywhere. It doesn't go in. Now, where's my bit? There's my bit.
Zeroed out the exhaust port.
That too, but I also want to figure out where this is at. It's not going in there, so it's only about 1.5 higher over that side. Just have to pull this whole thing out to put an indicator on it, so I'm just checking. So right now we're at 4. Three and 3/4. See how it's pretty flat.
Mm-hmm.
You can also see how it's hitting more here and here, not in the middle. That's how the head's warped a little bit. Okay, where's our cutter at? There. We're barely on the head over there. Okay, zero's in there. This head is slightly lower than the other head by about 3 thou. Just put it in gear. Got about a 1.5, 2 thou pass. So it's not cutting all the imperfections out. Yeah, I've been quite clean wheeled it into the far side.
Yeah.
Keep it on more. Should clean up most everything now.
Yeah, that's it.
And the big scratches go away. Most of the mix. That's about 3 to 4 thou taken out. Looks like all the big scratches went away. So the hard spots are still staying in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something embedded into the metal from the head gasket or just the material is a little harder on the surface there. You see how it'll probably take another 2 or 3 to thaw to cut out that hard spot. The aluminum work hardens a little bit, it looks like.
Wow.
little smoother than it was, huh?
That looks really good.
You don't really feel those grooves all that much. They're there, but it's smooth.
I catch all those metal shards on your sweatshirt there.
It's my sweater.
Yeah.
But I have my boots on.
Oh yeah, at least you have your boots on today.
Vicious comments about working the bare feet again.
Oh gosh.
So this time we are at, I think this is the same overall height that we had the other one at, but we didn't cut nearly as much. We only cut half as much.
Nice.
Let's see, we didn't break that.
That's good.
So there it is. You see I hit something hard right there.
It's okay. It's all right.
What is that?
Just a hard spot. There's something embedded there from the metal, from the head gasket.
Okay.
It's hard to tell.
What?
Oh.
So you didn't bring him a bone to eat. So
Sorry.
he's going to eat your leg instead. So, well, there you go. So now they're pretty close to the same height. This one's still about, like I said, it's about 3/4 thou less than the other one, but it's close.
Nice.
We didn't really cut all that much, as you can tell. All right, time to clean.